Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the charts behind me, which are of 3 EV charging stocks. And so I wanted to go over these because they're some of the favorites on the channel, and I do think that they have broken out of some bullish patterns. Quite possible there could be a retest, so there could be a dip buying opportunity before a continuation. And so I just wanted to go over that. And so here, the first one on the list is Blink Charging, ticker symbol BLNK. And Blink closed on the day today, Tuesday, June 11th, at a price of $3.35, being up 3.4% on the day and pulling back just about 1 penny in the after hours. And here we can see on the chart, it does look like we do have a bull flag pattern here with the nice flag pull here, consolidation over here, and we did get a break. And we did not only get a break, but we also got a confirming break. And so I will go over that. And so here, looking at this downtrend, I drew that based on the high hit here on May 14th at $3.52, coming down to the high here on June 7th, just being an approximate level there, showing that that has acted as resistance, but we did get a break above it on the 5th. And so why is the break that we're seeing now different than that one? And so this break on the 5th, we saw one close above that line, but then quickly the day after we saw an open just above it and a close below. So we did not get confirmation of the break. And then so on the 10th, so Monday, we saw a close above that downtrend closing at a price of $3.24. And then following that day, on the day today, we got a close even higher. And the thing that makes me think that this is pretty bullish is that it is a confirming close. So the high that we saw on Monday was $3.27. And so not only did we close above the downtrend and close higher than yesterday's close, we also closed higher than yesterday's high at 335. And so that, to me, as far as I understand it, is a confirming close, suggesting that we have broken out of this downtrend and we will be going higher. And another thing that stands out to me about this break being bullish is that the high on the 5th was $3.33. And so we also closed above that level. So that does suggest to me that this is a pretty bullish break and we could be moving up to 352 or higher, perhaps to test this uptrending line that I have drawn here, maybe coming to around $3.76. But also I do want to note that that trend line could suggest, if we do get there, that we formed an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And I've already done the measurement, but that would be, going from the head here, the top of the head or the bottom, since it is inverted, to the neckline, moving that up to wherever that break would be. And so let's just say that it's going to be at the end of that line. That could suggest that price would be going up to around $5 a share, maybe a little under, but right around there. So I do think that looks pretty good, and I'm excited about that. And some other things that do stand out about this, really just from this Fibonacci retracement that I've done, going from the low that was hit on April 22nd at a price of $2.18, going up to that high at $3.52, we can see a couple levels that really do stand out. One being the 382 at right around $3 a share. That did serve as a bottom here. We did respect that level, did not get one close below it, although we did get some wicks below it. And so I do think that is really good. And also another level is the 236 at a price of right around $3.20. And so what I could see happening is that we get a retest of either this downtrend or the 236 at $3.20. If we do pull back to the downtrend, I could see price coming down to around $3.10. But, if it does hold that level, I do think that could be a dip buying opportunity before we start to head up either to this neckline or, right around $5 a share. So I do think this chart is looking pretty bullish. I do think this is a breakout and we will be seeing seeing more moves to the upside. And similarly, going over the charge point chart, ticker symbol CHPT, looking over here, charge point closed on the day at a price of $1.79, being up about 0.5% on the day and pulling back just like Blink about 1 cent in the after hours. And so I have more or less the same things drawn up here, but just a little bit different. And so here with charge point, rather than just having a downtrend above the tops of these candles, above the wicks, I've drawn this channel. I think it just highlights it a little bit better. It's based on one standard deviation of the price range there. And so that's what we're looking at. And so we did get a break above that, but we also, really saw a break above that on the 6th. And, while we haven't seen confirmation, a close above the high from the 6th, which was $1.83, we have seen some nice consolidation. And with that consolidation, following this up move, we saw an uptick in the volume. And then with this consolidation, volume has cooled off a little bit, and we have been respecting the 382 here from this retracement, going from the low hit on April 22nd at $1.21, going up to the high of 206 hit on May 14th. And so that 382 level is right around 173, 174 in that range. We've gotten some wicks down to it, but no closes below it. So I do think that is an important level for us to be holding. However, if we are to retrace to test the top of that channel, I could see a price coming down to around 170 or, maybe 165. And with that being said, the 50% retracement is at 163.5. And actually, I don't really see price coming back down that low because we did hold it as support here, and it does look like we are holding the 382. So I could maybe see a fake out break below the 382 right around, let's have fun with it, 169, maybe get a couple closes around there, fake us out, think it's going lower, and then it starts to take off up to this neckline, which I have drawn here in purple. See this nice little inverse head and shoulders pattern there, and getting up to that neckline would basically be a retrace to the top where we saw that high at 206, right around $2 a share. It does make sense, but actually from where we're at, that neckline does get a little bit higher. Maybe we'd see price going up to around 210 or 211, and that could be the level we need to break. And when we do get up there, maybe we do consolidate a little bit, maybe holding 206 or $2 a share as support before breaking above that neckline. And just like the measured move that I did with Blink, I'm going to do a measured move from the bottom here to that neckline. And let's say we get a break above that neckline over here. That could be sending price to around 280 or 90, or maybe just right around $3 a share. And if we do look at the top over here, we saw a high right around $3.13. So maybe that area would be acting as resistance if we do break above that neckline. But, just like Blink, I do think this looks like we have seen a breakout, maybe get a retest, maybe a last chance to buy the dip before we see the rip. So looking pretty good here. And then finally, the last one on the list is EVGO, ticker symbol EVGO, which closed on the day at a price of $2.14, being up about 1.42% on the day. And this one, is looking pretty good, but I'd say of the three, this one's probably looking the weakest. I would say first, strongest is probably Blink, then ChargePoint, and then EVGO. And so the reason why I think this looks weaker is because from this retracement, it didn't just pull back to the 236 or the 382, it pulled all the way back to the golden pocket, finding support there at the 65% retracement, right around $2, actually below $2 a share, with that golden pocket ranging from 195 to 198. So we did see a few days dipping down to that level, but then we saw a nice surge here on the 5th, going up almost 11% on the day, and then consolidating following that big move and consolidating above the 50% level at 208. As we did close above that today, we also closed above it on Monday. Even though we did break below it and close below it on Friday, I do think that was a fake out. And also on the note of confirmations that I went over with BLNK, we do see the high on the 10th at a price of $2.12.5, and we closed above that today. So if this 50% level was one we needed to reclaim, we did close above not only Monday's high, but also Friday's high, which was $2.13. So I think this is looking pretty good. But if we do get a retrace to this downtrend that I have drawn here, that could perhaps coincide with this red uptrending level, or maybe the 618 at a price of 197.5, or really right around that red line. I'd say it's about $2 a share. So if we do see a pullback to that and we are respecting it, I do think that could be a dip buy before we do see this going higher. But, unfortunately, unlike ChargePoint and BLNK, I don't really see an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Maybe you could draw it a little bit here, and actually I will do that, just so we can kind of get an idea if maybe this is, maybe this could be a head and shoulders pattern. So I'm just drawing this to intersect with the high from March 28th, as well as the high from May 15th. And so I like to color the necklines purple, so I'm going to color this one purple so we can see that nice left shoulder here, head here. It's kind of an ugly head with a little lump on the side of it, but then we have that right shoulder here. And so if we get a retest of the neckline, that will be getting to a price of right around $2.40. Maybe we consolidate below that before breaking above it, and that would actually make a lot of sense because the 236 is at a price of $2.30, and that does correspond with this green line, which was the low hit on February 23rd, $2.29.5. So given that there's a confluence of levels there, I do think that will not only be an important level to break above, but if we do start to test this neckline, I think it will be an important level to hold, consolidating, forming a bull flag before we break higher to be testing $2.50, the high that was hit on May 15th, and also this orange downtrend, which corresponds with these two pivot highs, one being the high hit on December 26th, and the other being the high from March 6th. So that's how I draw that. And so maybe we do see some consolidation right around this neckline. And if we do see that, the measured move would suggest that price could be going up to right around $3.29 or 30 cents. But, I could actually see price getting up to this yellow line at $3.65, which does correspond with the lows hit in December of 2022 and actually January of 2023. That was support then, as well as over here in the middle of 2023. And so, that was resistance over here. It may very well be resistance again. So I would look for price to be hitting $3.65 and maybe getting a pullback to maybe $3.40 or so, right around where this high is. That was hit on March 6th, being at a price of $3.37. So, maybe that could be the next level of support if we are breaking out from this downtrend and breaking out from this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But overall, I think these charts look pretty bullish. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.